talking about what's eating you. Talking about what's eating you.
Proudly brought to you by Rogers Hood Apothecary.
Hi, friend.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're just talking about the lymph kit and how great it is during the
Yeah.
holidays because it'll help boost your immune system. It's going to help you with curbing your appetite as well as the sugar cravings. And I was talking with my mom and my mother-in-law, Teresa, and they both said when they don't take Holy Skull and lymph, they can tell because they lose their words. And they're a little bit older, and so it's so good to get them
Oh,
in our
yeah.
families,
Yes.
right?
It's incredible for cognitive function. And I mean, even
Hmm.
me, like around, okay, so yesterday was Thanksgiving. We had the meal and I made it as clean as possible, gluten-free, organic, like everything was clean. And still afterward, I still
Yeah.
felt a little bogged down and I still started to feel that like kind of like fullness in my lymph. So last night I took lymph and I did my ancient Chinese uh
Hmm.
exercises and it got everything moving and I woke up this morning feeling so much better and I was like, wow. Oh, and I used my red light. So I took the
Oh,
lymph,
nice.
I took lymph tincture, I used red light, I did exercises that specifically move lymph. And I woke up this morning and I was like, wow, like when you use these tools, you use these
Hmm.
easy tools that just take a second, take a couple minutes, like it changes completely the way you feel and think. I would have woke up this
Hmm.
morning in a little bit of a carb hangover if I wouldn't have done that last night.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It helps move it. So I mean, like everybody's always afraid of taking the ParaFy kit, and that's why I created the lymph kit because it kind of gets you an idea of how herbs work and how
Yeah.
well they work. But I got to tell you what we had yesterday, and you were a huge, huge inspiration of it, Sam.
Yay. Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
my whole family. So my mom, my
Oh,
dad, Jeremy's mom, me, and Jeremy, and we went to Sprouts and we got organic chuck roast because we like this meal called spicy wine roast.
cool.
And we found gravy that was gluten free and dairy free and only had a couple ingredients. And
Nice.
then we had my mom goes, I got organic corn.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah, and
God,
then we
your
had some
mom.
potato. I know, so cute, so cute. And Jeremy's mom's always been like this, and so was my mom. My mom's always been like this too, but I think that, it's just so much easier now to find these good foods. And so
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell you that Guru Sam her food ways are rubbing off on us in
The
so
ripple
many
effect.
ways. Hmm.
I'm so happy and proud and that makes me, yeah, that makes me feel so good. That makes me feel so good. That's
Yeah.
my whole thing, man. That's my whole thing. I just love helping people feel better and realize that healthy food doesn't have to taste bad. It actually tastes delicious. Like I love switching people's minds about that because for some reason we've gotten indoctrinated and programmed that healthy means gross or bland
Hmm.
or like not as good as the other stuff. But when you really get down to the nitty gritty of why the other stuff tastes so good, I mean, Kim and I have discussed this in a previous episode in season 1 on Tea Time when we went into all the foods that RFK is banning. Well, I shouldn't even call them foods, like ingredients that RFK
Right.
is banning and like the chemicals that they put in
Hmm.
all of these processed foods to not only up the flavor and make them so intense that when they hit your taste buds your dopamine receptors explode with pleasure and so of course you're like this tastes so good, but they make them addictive. They make them
They
addictive and they,
do.
yeah, so they work really well with the parasites and the
Yeah.
worms because if you think
Hmm.
about it, the parasites and the worms love you to eat those foods. They send
Hmm.
the signals to your brain that you want those foods, those cravings, those unhealthy cravings. And so like those type of ingredients, I mean, they're also synthetic. So of course the
Yep.
parasites and worms love them because
It
they
weighs them
love
down.
they
Yep.
love
They feed
acid and
off of
heavy
it. They do.
metals and they love all of that, and it's just like, oh, these suckers. So I'm proud to say I did not feed the worms or the candida this Thanksgiving. I am like being very mindful about that because no way, man, you're not going to thrive in my
Yeah.
body. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm.
I can't say I'm going to not do that today though, because today's like technically our real Thanksgiving, and my
Yeah.
mom made a really good pie. However, it only has minimal ingredients pie,
Yeah. Well,
right? I
yeah,
was
but that's
watching
like,
some,
that's the pie, right? You've told me about this
yeah,
pie. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
pie. How
the
often
pie.
do you eat this pie?
Not very
Exactly.
often. So
Yeah,
it's
so
really
enjoy
good. It's
it.
really,
Enjoy
so
it.
it's okay. And I think that that's where me and you had talked about the 80/20. And I say it, I don't say it as much anymore because really, if you are in a crisis, like I've been in a crisis with my health, you can't do 80/20,
That's right.
and you don't do 80/20. You're 100 or nothing. And so I feel like that's where when you get to this part of our life, that when you've cleansed and you're able to go through these different steps to help your body, that's when you can go, okay, I'm going to just ease up just a little bit. I'm going to allow myself to be human,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to do the
Yeah.
things, but I'm going to do it with like mindfulness. And then I'm going to cleanse, or I'm going to take the lymph kit and I'm going to keep my lymph moving. And
Yeah.
so that's really the shift that I'm really seeing a lot because of us. I mean, I know other doctors and other people here on Instagram are doing it as well, but I see a huge shift since we've rolled in this last year with What's Eating You, and just been even louder than I already was before. So
I
I'm
agree.
proud of us. I'm grateful
Yeah.
for everything that we've done. And I'm just really grateful for this community
Yeah.
and just really happy to be here.
Yeah, me too. And well said about doing it consciously. That's the difference. So the intention behind how you do it. So yes, I am a complete advocate for if you are in a crisis, or if you have like test results, you have something that shows like you have a problem, like you have an issue, there's an overgrowth of something, there's an infection of something, there's a whatever, you have a heavy load, that's not the time to implement the 80/20 rule. You need
Right.
to give your body a break from all of the things that are blocking you up, that are creating blockages, that are creating acid in your body, that are feeding the bacteria, the parasites, the worms, the candida. You need to give your body a break. So having a
Mhm.
period of time where you are cleansing, using the ParaFy cleanse, using the lymph kit, like having a period of time where you do that and you are keeping all of the stuff out that's harming you, that's blocking you
Mhm.
up. That is necessary. That is a cleansing, cleaning out period where you give your body a break so it actually can go into rest and digest. It actually can heal. Then, once you're at a place of homeostasis and balance, like then you can implement the 80/20 rule and live your life and
Mhm.
enjoy, like, because intention is everything. When I was unconscious toward food, I would like unconsciously eat. It was like I would start eating, I wouldn't be aware of how much I was eating. I would eat a bag of
Mhm.
chips, I would eat a bag of candy. You're not aware, you're not using awareness in your choices of how you're eating. So like even, food portions and stuff like that, it's not about like depriving yourself, but it is about like being aware and being conscious and doing it with
Yeah.
intention, because then you're not harming yourself. And that's the whole point. That's what we're getting at, is we want you to fuel your body with nourishment and with the nutrients that it needs, the raw materials it needs to function, so you can feel good. If I woke up today in a food coma from last night, I would not have wanted to hop on this live and come and
Yeah.
talk with you guys. I think it's perfect timing too, because people still can get their orders in and receive them before the holidays. Y'all have
Yeah.
literally, I think, until like December 10th or 13th. It's somewhere
Yeah.
around there. You can
I think
order
it's
up
the
until,
10th.
man, come on. So it's perfect time now though, because
Wait,
it's the
I
13th.
think it's the 13th
Yeah,
because
it
that's
is.
our anniversary.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
only been doing this for four
I
years.
know. And it's the perfect time with the holidays coming too. Like, this is a great time that you could actually gift a loved one a kit or a cleanse, because this is the whole point. What could
Mhm.
be a better gift than helping someone feel better in their bodies and their health
Mhm.
and improve their health? So, man, it's the perfect time. That's all we're saying. So you can use our code What's Eating You, What's Eating in the letter U, at rogersfood.com. So definitely go get
Yeah.
it now. Definitely go get it now.
This ocean, sky, wind, and rain said the insane things that came out of me on the lymph kit include gobs of fat, a calcified tapeworm, throwing up a gallon of mucus. Okay. Did you get a picture, ocean, sky, wind, and rain?
And
First off, I need a picture of that
second off,
calcified
second off,
tapeworm.
we like your name. third
I
off,
know.
the lymph, because we just want to be clear. You mean the lymph kit because it is not a cleanse. It does have sustain in it, which does cleanse candida. And I mean it's gentle, but we don't even call it a cleanse. But listen, I believe them. I believe you.
I can tell you that one reason why people could see worms on the lymph kit is because they're in our lymphatic system. And
Mm.
so when you finally get that stagnant lymphatic system moving, everything that's in there is going to move with it. And so a lot of times it's like clogged up. And so when you get herbs in to chip away at your lymph,
Yeah,
it will move some stuff out. And so I have
100%.
heard that people see things, but not a calcified
Excuse me, heard.
tapeworm. I
Excuse
gotta
me.
go. I might have to go get my iPad and look to see what
Yeah.
a calcified
Yeah,
tapeworm
you
looks like.
should.
I'm going.
Actually, you should. Because while you do that, I'm going to tell everyone the story of, listen, I 100% believe you that that happened because the first time I ever tried the lymph kit, and I'm telling you, we were in Jonesboro at the Rogers Hood manufacturing facility, and it was brand new. The lymph kit just came out, and Kim bust one out and said, Sam, I want you to try it. Try it for the first time ever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it was one of the first kits. So I got to try it. I took the lymph, I took Holy Skull, I took Sustain. That's it. One dropper of each. That's all. We went back to the Airbnb that night and I crawled in bed and was working on my laptop and a worm just fell out of my nose from taking the lymph kit. So I'm just saying, I totally believe you that this stuff came out of you from the lymph because even though Kim doesn't call it a cleanse, it's not technically a cleanse. It's a wellness kit. It's a supportive kit. You know, it's a lymphatic drainage kit. It's supportive for your nervous system and your brain and your gut. It made something fall. It made a worm come out of my nose. Okay, so it does work. It definitely works. I'll tell you that. It gets
Okay,
your lymph
now I
moving.
it does.
That's
It
the
gets it
point.
moving and it protects your brain. It protects your brain and it gets it moving. So
Yeah.
okay, do you think this is what a calcified? I mean, this is just a tapeworm. And so this is just a tapeworm right here.
Yes. Okay, so that's a tapeworm. That's what a
I
regular
can't
tapeworm looks
turn the
like.
light off. It's way over here.
Yeah.
So that's a tapeworm. And I would assume, oh my God, I don't even
No.
know. Oh, and then,
No.
I just opened up a whole wormhole. Yo, I just opened up, like, they
Uh-oh.
have
Uh-oh.
x-rays with people having tapeworms in their body,
All right,
a
y'all.
tapeworm infestation, and an x-ray shows
You
what
asked for
that,
it. We're going
look,
down the we're
look
going
at
down the
that.
wormhole.
We're down it. Look at all those dots.
Oh.
That's
What
crazy.
are those
That's
dots?
crazy. Those are segments. Those are eggs.
Ew.
Yeah, you is right. You is
All
right,
right.
man. I
All
think that,
right.
and then, okay, and then this one is the top. This is tapeworm ultrasound. So this is what the top of their heads look like.
Oh, Lord.
And so what's really hard about when you have a tapeworm and you don't take the head off is it's latched on, right? So it's latched on to the tissue, like, and then the head stays latched, and then the body just keeps
It can't
creating
regrow.
more and more segments.
It regrows itself.
It just keeps regrowing itself and it keeps producing eggs, but and that's what's those little dots are all eggs. So then it has an opportunity to hatch. The eggs can hatch with the head that latches on, and then it can latch on to other places. The
Okay.
only other parasite worm that has hooks like that is called a hookworm.
Yeah.
And what the hookworm does is similar to what the tapeworm does. The hookworm will hook onto the side of your vein, and then it looks like your vein,
Yeah.
and then it absorbs all of the iron, causing anemia.
Okay.
And so hookworms look very similar to the head of a tapeworm, but
Yeah.
the tapeworm, those are more of a teeth, and the hookworm's more hooky.
Okay. So
That's why I call them
question
hookers.
question
Hmm.
for you. Question for you.
Okay, go.
How many eggs that tapeworms drop, right, and leave, like that they get rid of, that they release. Someone ParaFy cleanses, okay? And it goes after the tapeworm. How does someone approach all of those eggs that are in there? Does the ParaFy cleanse also cleanse out eggs, or is
Mhm.
it the needing to ParaFy cleanse multiple times to keep getting them out and interrupting the life cycle, so that like the second those next round of eggs hatch, you're cleansing all those out, and then they don't have a chance to keep dumping their offspring, so you have to keep cleansing to get rid of all of the eggs and all the stuff? And is this also a reason why after 2 years worms still come out of my nose? Is it because it's not because I didn't get all the worms out, it's because there's probably some eggs in there that hatched?
Yeah. Yeah. And they're just, so the first question that you asked was how many tapeworm eggs and what that looks like. They have 46 uteruses in one rice size of a segment. That's the size of a segment.
Ew.
And it can produce up to 1 million eggs. A tapeworm, an entire tapeworm, can produce up to 1 million eggs a day because each one of the segments has 46, up to 46 uteruses. So you have that issue that you're up against. And when you're cleansing sometimes when you have a tapeworm is really like one of the hardest things to get rid of. And so ParaFy, I added hawthorn in there because hawthorn berry flower and leaf tapeworm doesn't like that. But you do have to do other types of modalities like colonics. And I specifically recommend doing ozone gas, as uncomfortable as
Right.
that is. I do recommend that because what it does is it stretches the inside of your intestines. And so it causes it to unlatch itself on your intestines or your stomach because you've expanded your intestines and your stomach, and so it can't hang on anymore, right? So no matter what you choose to do, you can go in and chip away at it and cause it to not keep reproducing. But to get the head sometimes is a little more complicated to do, and it can have multiple heads. It's not just one head and then it's that way. It has one head and then another head can attach, and so then you've got like a cluster of tapeworm or hookworm. Actually, it's all of them. And then they all live together. All worms live together. So when we say 6 to 8 times their weight in spores, they can hold up to 6 to 8 times their weight in spores, heavy metals, and other worms
But hold
because
on.
they all live together.
Wait. Did you just say a tapeworm can have multiple heads?
Yeah, because they're all attached. I
Ugh, how?
know, they're aliens. They're
They're
aliens.
aliens.
I
Okay.
got to show you what a calcified tapeworm looks like because I
Show
found
us.
it.
Show
Okay,
us.
ready?
Ew.
I know. Look at that segment up at the top. And then you can tell that head over in the corner, those two heads that are just, their hooks are gone. So, and then
Oh,
that's a microscopic below. This one is microscopic. That's a microscopic.
these sickos, man.
Hippos.
Listen, and if y'all haven't didn't catch it, please go watch our live replay from last week, because you guys, when we go in about tapeworms, Kim shows us a tapeworm from under the microscope, and it is no joke. She also talks about milk baths, and we go deep into the details of how people lure the tapeworms out through their mouth and their butt with milk, and it comes out and you have to pull the head out. So I'm okay with diving into hookworms today if you want to, Kim, because we covered tapeworms last week and this is gross, and
So gross.
I'm just, yeah, a little mind blown
Thanks
about
for
the whole
being a
tapeworm thing.
trooper.
You know how hard it is for me with the worms. But if you want to dive into hookworm, girl, I'm honestly curious, because is it a
Well,
common one that people
mhm,
have? Is it one that the ParaFy cleanse attacks as well and
mhm.
targets as well? What herbs in the ParaFy cleanse do hookworms not like? The same ones?
Yes,
Worm
the same
wormwood
ones,
too?
and wormwood, and then garlic, and then Oregon grapefruit. They do
Oh,
not like Oregon grapefruit. It's so bitter. Parasites and most environmental toxins don't like bitter. So that's why our kit's so bitter at times, is
yeah,
because the herbs. But I want to go back to that picture where we went viral and like you can see it's all lit up under a microscope. That's what it looks like not lit up under a microscope.
right,
See those with two eyes, and then that's where the hooks are.
right.
So just so you guys You guys can
So I'm
see it. Wait.
curious what a hookworm looks like,
Okay,
because
let's
if
look.
it is the same with the teeth, like with latching on,
Yeah.
is that what it does as well? The hookworm uses its teeth to latch on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it hook it, and so what it does is it grabs a vein. That's
Oh,
the difference between a tapeworm. So the tapeworm grabs a hold of your stomach and your intestines, and it's a physical worm, and so you really can see that one. It has microscopic eggs at times, but when they
oh,
start to hatch, like in those bodies,
wow.
then you can see them. But with a hookworm, it's a physical worm as well that's inside of your blood.
Oh, it's a blood worm.
Yeah, it hooks on the side of your vein.
Okay, this is a whole other world. So, and hookworm is physical. It can be seen as well when
Hmm.
it's expelled. You're gonna show us a picture of
Hmm.
it. Okay, so hookworms,
Hmm.
the difference is tapeworms focus in living in stomach, intestines. That's why you can lure them out, like we talked about last week. If you missed it, please go tap in to the live replay about tapeworms, because we go into the milk baths and it's wild. So tapeworms, stomach, intestine focus, that's where their homes are.
Hmm.
Hookworms, their homes are in your blood and they attach to your vein. Are they blood
Yeah.
suckers?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they're the vampires of the parasite worm world.
And whipworm. They're those two. Those two are blood suckers,
They
and they
eat
steal the
blood.
iron. They steal the iron. And so there's two different types of the way hookworms can get into your body, and you can see hookworms. And so that's what's so wild about that particular parasite, that particular worm. So their hooks are in their
Oh,
mouth.
okay. It's okay. It's like a scary alien walrus.
Yes. So tapeworms hooks are on the outside, and they've hooked on that way. Hookworms
Mm.
are hooking of the mouth, and then they absorb through that way, and then also through their bodies.
If that's not a vampire worm, I don't know what is. Like, I don't
And then a lot of people get hookies and hookers from beaches. That's really
know.
that is
Oh,
really a
got it.
big way to, is the
The
sand,
sand?
and they go up through your feet. And this is what that looks like. That's a hookworm. And so you can
Oh,
physically see a hookworm.
through the skin? Wait.
Yep.
Is that one that's like just wrapping
Yes.
around this person's like a map?
Yeah. I mean, it's starting to multiply,
Oh, I see. Oh, cuz okay, we have to
and then it's
remember
getting
this.
into the blood.
We have to remember this, people. Worms aren't like normal, like worms can reproduce themselves, right? They
Hmm.
don't need a
Hmm.
partner. They can reproduce
Right.
themselves. They don't need a mate.
Right. And then this is the CDC talking about how hookworms appear through the feet. They get in the intestines, and then see how they continue to multiply. But this is the hookworm cycle.
Fact check. This is
So
true. This is fact.
it's, and then oh, look, I've never seen this before. And I've looked at the CDC. I get so excited. I've never seen this before. Look at the different ways the mouths of the hookworms are.
Oh,
See the
see
difference?
the
So it's,
picture she just showed us under a microscope is the one to like all the way to the right, but it also
uh-huh.
has different like she. Okay, wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So when they come out, they have a thicker head when they come out of your body, and it's not as needed to get the head, because it kind of will die off as it is a tapeworm. You need to get the head of a tapeworm every time. And
Oh
that's
my
where the
gosh.
milk bath comes in, because the head will detach itself and present itself. And then you grab the head and
Okay.
rip it out.
Okay, so ParaFy cleanse can absolutely
Hmm.
target hookworms as well. So,
Yeah.
by the way, you saying they steal iron, do people
Hmm.
that have like kind of like unexplained anemia possibly have a hookworm?
Yes. I think that the statistics are at least 80% of people that have anemia have
Whoa.
a hookworm or a whipworm.
Wow.
And Joe Rogan talks often about it. It's really where I started to hear about it when I started becoming Worm Queen and really researching. He popped up all the time because he talks about it all the time, and how the hookworm and the whipworm actually affect people in the South because they're out there barefoot, and it creates your mind mouth connection to be slower. And so there's a drawl that
A
happens
long
when someone
draw. Yeah.
yeah, because it's stealing all of your nutrients, including iron.
So a lot of them are found in the soil in the South, is what you're
Mhm.
saying. Mm.
Yeah, it's more of a pandemic down there with it than
Oh,
anywhere
oh my gosh.
else.
Our
But
community in the
and
South,
beaches.
if you're hearing this, community in the South, community in the beach, like if you live on a beach or near a beach or you go to a beach often, please ParaFy cleanse. Oh my gosh, please.
Hmm.
These are not beneficial organisms. They do not help us. They harm us. Please get them out. You can go and get your ParaFy cleanse right now if you haven't gotten one. If you have and it's time to cleanse again, because like we were talking about, you have to cleanse consistently to interrupt their life cycles. It's a must. That's why she says
Hmm.
at the minimum 3 to 4 times a year, because even I'm proof. I'm literally proof. I have worked so hard to parasite cleanse and get all of them out of me. And I even got tested in the past couple of months, and it said like no parasites in the gut, which is amazing. But like a worm came out of my nose the other day, and you can even go see it. You could go see it in our last live replay episode. I put the pictures in there for you guys. You requested them.
Thanks.
You asked, I gave them to you. Okay. And so it's like it shows you though that there has to be some life cycles happening. So like
Hmm.
eggs hatch, even if like they got left behind, because when they do like unalive, they do dump their offspring along with a bunch of toxins and heavy metals and mold spores and all these nasty things that they're living with and holding on to. They dump their offspring so that their lineage can survive. They are hardwired to survive just like we are. And if you need to go after, you need to go after those worms, and you need to go after
Hmm.
the eggs too. So ParaFy cleanse right now is the perfect time. Use the code What's Eating and the letter U.
Ocean Skies said, I'm in deep regret that I flushed it. It was
Oh,
100% bone with a tapeworm head. Listen, I deeply regret flushing some of the things I have flushed too. There was one thing that came out of me that I'm not quite just ready to share yet,
yeah.
but I took a picture, thank God, because I would have gaslit myself, and I was able to show it. And let's just say
And
I
yeah,
deeply regret not digging it
yeah.
out too.
But
Mm.
but at least you got those pictures. And when it does
Oh,
come time for you to show the world, how wild that you just happen to be somewhere with a black toilet. By the way, I don't think I've ever gone to the bathroom on a black toilet in my life. So the fact you
oh,
happen to be for the perfect backdrop for it is just crazy. But let me grab water. I'm gonna be right back.
okay, I'm going to show you guys what the difference in the roundworm, hookworm, and whipworm look like in case you ever see it. And the roundworm is always going to be thicker, and it's going to be very similar to like an earthworm. And then the hookworm will always have, when it breaks off, it has like the teeth involved. But the whipworm is crazy. So that's the whipworm right there. And so what happens is it whips out, and that's why it's called a whipworm. But the whipworm can actually absorb iron as well. And so what the great thing about the ParaFy Parasite Cleanse is that it actually is like a Z pack. It's a general parasite cleanse that targets the majority of general parasites and worms. There are differences between parasites and worms. The difference is parasites can be worms as well as protozoas, which are like Giardia, Defragiles, and Crypto. I had Cryptosporidium parvium, which was shutting my organs down. And that's one reason why I was so sick when it was in conjunction with the mold and my chronic Lyme. It was just really wreaking havoc on my body and just shutting my body down. I couldn't fight anymore. And so I know what I had because I've tested myself. But when you have a physical worm like this, you'll see it if you're a digger. And a lot of times when you take specific things like the ParaFy kit or synthetic antiparasitics, it'll obliterate them. So you might not see anything. You might see just like weird chunks of things. And that can happen because the herbs are doing its job. But I mean, it's just so crazy how we don't know what's really inside of us, you know? I
Oh,
think that that's why everyone freaks out so much when they like watch me or they hear us. And it's because we just want to know what's inside of us. And
yeah.
unfortunately, in the United States, there's no way to find that out right now. I mean, you can go into specialty labs, but like, I would love, every day I would test my urine. Every day I would test my blood, you know, like every day just to see, just to give me a gauge.
Y'all,
Might become.
I just want to say this really quick. This is for sure, no doubt, the worm queen. She this woman lights up talking about worms more than anything else ever, unless she's talking about building and designing. But she lights up
Mhm.
talking about worms. Like, if you want to see this woman come to life and light up, talk about worms. She loves it. I've never met anyone in my life
Well,
who loves it as
me
much as Kim
either. Me
Rogers.
either. I love it. I love it because it's a solution. And I
Mm,
love it because it affects so many. I mean, just think about the number that they give us of 60 million, just the CDC saying it's 60 million people in the United States have parasites that have been tested positive. Just think about that's a lot of people
yeah.
without really a solution and an answer. And so when I figured out what was wrong with me, I just want to share it because it really could keep our generational kids, you know, these our children, we make this not taboo, not gross to talk about. Like we make it fun and we show them how much better they can feel.
Yeah.
That really is why I light up, because it just takes one person to make that ripple effect in your family. Just one person,
It's so
you
true.
know.
I've been that person for my family ever since I ParaFy cleansed and then I put all my friends on it, my family. I mean, even Mel. Mel is now a part of Roger's Head because I put her on the
Hmm.
ParaFy cleanse. Like, literally, I'm the ripple effect and it shows and everyone is healthier for it. It's wild how that happens, you guys. Like, literally, it can start with you. Like, you get it, you commit, you do it, you ParaFy cleanse. You either see them come out of you or not. Not everyone does, but
Hmm.
you may not. But I did a lot of them. And so that's why I was able to go to my friends and family and be like, oh my gosh, not only did I see all of these, I feel so much better. I feel so much lighter. I'm sleeping better. My skin is better. I'm like,
Hmm.
I up leveled spiritually because I literally was able to raise my frequency like I was already attempting to do for years, but there was just something, some kind of ceiling that was just keeping me like, it just, I wasn't able to bust through this ceiling for some reason. I just kept hitting it. I'm like, what is this? What is blocking me? Had no idea. I had low frequency organisms living in my body, stealing from me. You guys, when I did my first ParaFy cleanse and I did a coffee enema and I saw at least 12 inches. I didn't take it out to measure it. So once again, like you guys are saying, like, I mean, no, I don't really regret not taking it out. I was good with just, I was good with just seeing it. Okay. But at least a foot long, dark brown, skinny rope worm came out of me. Okay. When I saw that one, I was so mad. I literally was
Hmm.
like, are you kidding me? You were in me for how long? How long were you in me to be that big? That long? How long were you living in me, stealing from me? Like, how dare
Hmm.
you? Like, get out. You can never come back. Like, or you'll never steal from me a day in my life again. You'll never steal my life force, my nutrients, nothing. Like, get out of me. That was on like day 7, man. Day 7 of the
Hmm.
cleanse. That was after me seeing all this other stuff. Like, don't even get me started. Like, I can't believe what I saw come out of me that first cleanse. So I know I did a lot of the heavy lifting in my first 30. Well, I say 30 day. I did back to back. So I did 75 days straight of it because at 30 days I was still seeing worms. I said, why not do another one? Why not keep it going? So I did
Yeah.
75 and I can't count what I saw come out of me in that time and just how much better I felt. Oh my gosh, I was calling everyone I knew. I'm a superhero. I feel like a superhero. I'm so
Yeah, the
energized.
energy you get.
Mm,
That
mm.
energy you get back because they're energy vampires, so they're stealing our life force, and we need to have that energy you know, to live. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Oh, I mean,
Um,
maybe not that cool for you because it was probably
no, it was
traumatic, but
cool.
that was cool for
It was
me.
cool because I'm the same way like you, like, and like probably most people, I know, I get it. I get a lot of people don't want to see. I get it. I know that that's a reason why a lot of people stay away from cleansing, but I promise you, well, there's some solutions for that. You don't have to look. If you don't want to
Hmm.
see truly and it really is freaking you out, please don't let that be a reason that you don't cleanse. Like, would you rather have these things living in your body, stealing from you and causing you harm? Like, just cleanse, just don't look. We call y'all
Yeah.
flushers. It's okay, you can be a flusher.
Mhm.
There's no shame in the flush game. It's okay.
No
You can
shame
go
in the flush
you
game.
can go and flush. You don't need to look. It's okay. And listen, I never saw anything alive come out of me ever, 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 ever. So there's that too. If you're worried that someone's gonna
I
crawl
never
out,
have either.
okay, so it's like, okay, so like we can put those fears to bed. Like, don't let those be excuses to not start. Literally, I promise you, the energy though, the clarity, the energy, even if you go through a couple of days of die off, like, keep in mind you are detoxing, you are unaliving
Mm.
these organisms that do release toxins. That's why taking the cinnamon binder that comes in the ParaFy cleanse, a lot of parasite cleanses out there, they don't come with a binder because they don't know that it is a
Mhm.
vital, must, non-negotiable part of parasite cleansing. You have to have a binder, and cinnamon is one of the best, man, because it's activated charcoal and cinnamon.
Yeah, Ceylon cinnamon, which is
Oh, Ceylon.
actual like norm. I mean, I think they say it two different ways, but
Hmm.
it's the clean cinnamon. Like
Yep.
it's been tested and
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
we're third party tested every
Right.
product that we buy, and we did that because all of the things we buy are herbs that
Right.
are organic and from other companies, and then we prepare the tinctures in our manufacturing facility, but we want to make sure that we are providing the best. And so, you know, if anything ever came about with testing, we know because we do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Someone said my cat vomited a pile of tapeworms years ago in front of my toilet in the middle of the night, and I stepped in it barefoot.
But hold on. I have so many questions. Were they alive though? Were they alive?
Did you see the dog? Ugh, were
Because
they
if you,
alive?
because if
Were they moving?
yeah, were they moving? Because if you stepped on it and they weren't alive, I probably wouldn't worry about it too much. Probably it's probably okay. I don't think they get. And tapeworms they don't really get in through your foot, right? They don't get in through your foot, right, Kim? Tapeworms, they do. Okay, they can. We need to know if
We need
they're
to know if
alive.
they were alive. Yeah, because you have 125,000 pores in each of your feet. And so when you step on something, those pores can open up and then absorb. That's how you get hookworm. That's how
Mm,
you get whipworm. That's how you can get roundworm.
okay.
And pinworms is through our skin. So, oh, friend, that's really sad. Captain Chris 2788 said, "How many days before the full moon do you recommend starting your ParaFy parasite cleanse?" I recommend starting it 3 days prior to the full moon and over the full moon if you're wanting to wait until then. You don't have to. The reason why they say that is because more are readily available to kill on a live that many. And so that's really why we say, you know, over the full moon. Or I read some French folklores that said 3 days prior to the full moon, specifically because they start to dislodge themselves and you can actually rid them faster 3 days prior to the full moon. And the French eat snails, and snails has a parasite called schistomiasin, which I had, which coats the inside of your reproductive and your bladder. And
Mm,
if you look at studies, a lot of people that have that particular parasite have unnecessary hysterectomies, like
mm,
myself. And so they've actually have that on the National Health Institute.org. And so they talk about it. They talk about this on all of our governmental sites, which just our medical
yeah,
personnel just were never
totally.
trained
And
for it.
and
And
if
it's not like
someone
we
doesn't
hit that up, you know.
right, and if someone doesn't know to go look, like it's not
Yeah.
like it's information that's just like here you go, just disperse like regularly to people like without request. Like you have to go and find this stuff. It's not just like it's
Hmm.
not intertwined in Western medicine to the degree that it should be. Like it's just not included in protocol and practices and stuff. Like it's like it's unreal how much of a disconnect there is. But the full moon, the last full moon we just went through was a doozy. Okay, Kim
Hmm.
was feeling it. I was feeling it. It was no joke this last full moon. And the symptoms that arise during the full moon, even for someone like me who regularly parasite cleanses and regularly uses ParaFy and Lymph, um, it's wild. It's wild.
It's
I
wild.
still feel like sometimes like I can't sleep. I still get this like kind of like the fullness in here, which is why come top of the year, I'm doing a full 30. I need to do a full cleanse.
Mhm.
But you get these symptoms. Like if you get digestive issues, if you start feeling different mood wise, sleep interruptions or weird sleep, like anything like that, like it's a big sign. And the reason is
Fine.
because the worms come alive. They come out of hiding, they come out of burrowing to eat and feed and reproduce and go back into burrowing. During the full moon, this is what they do. So that's why, of course. So, can we clear this up really quick? Because this is actually a question
Mhm.
we get a lot. So, just want to clear it up and clarify directly from the Worm Queen. You heard it here. Are you supposed to start gutty or ParaFy 3 days before? So should you start gutty like a week before the full moon, then take a couple day break, then start ParaFy?
I
That's
I
what.
think, I think that you should do it, because it's Gutty's 3 days,
Yeah.
and then you have 4 days prior. So really you would want to start like 8 days prior to the full
Okay.
moon, and then prep yourself, and then you come in with the herbs,
Yeah.
and you're like bam, bam. Because
Exactly.
unless you're taking anti-parasitic herbs, like that is their main purpose, that frequency of that herb's main purpose is to remove the ailment of the frequency of the worm. It's not a parasite cleanse. So I'm asked all the time, well, I eat pumpkin seeds. Well, that's great, but that is a frequency of helping your body stay inhospitable. It's not a main cleanse. So
Yeah.
to answer your gutty question, I think not even think, you want to start 8 days prior to the full moon because it's a 3 day, and then you break for 4 days, and then you start the ParaFy Parasite Cleanse. Or you can start Gutty and the Lymph Kit and then continue on with the ParaFy Kit. So I recommend, if you don't know where to start, you start with the Super Lymph Kit and the Ultimate ParaFy Kit. And that's because you're going to get all your starter pack. You're going to go from start, you'll get your Gutty, you'll do your Gutty for 3 days, you'll break for 4, and you'll keep taking the Lymph Kit because that's a support. It's a wellness. It's going to help boost you while you're doing this, because when you're doing things like this, you're taxing your body.
Mhm.
And so you want to give it as much support as possible. You don't change a lot of the supplements you take.
Yeah.
And so you want to continue to do the same thing and keep supporting your body, just giving it a little extra level up.
That's right.
Then you do your ParaFy with the Lymph Kit. And a lot of people that have ropeworm, they love gutty. And so it does have charcoal. So if the first time you do it, you stop pooping, you need to pause it. And then you can start 4 days later with your ParaFy or your Lymph. The same with Cinnabon. If you stop pooping, you want to stop taking the binder. I recommend fulvic, and I am working on another binder that doesn't have charcoal in it, so it's not as restrictive and it won't bind you up. But Cinnabon's always going to be our go-to binder, but I wanted to introduce something that was a little bit better and a little bit easier when it comes to people like myself. I can't take charcoal. So it's a struggle for me to take Cinnabon because I can't take charcoal, but people like you love
I love cinnamon.
charcoal.
Also, I would say this:
Hmm.
if you get backed up using
Hi, Mel.
gutty or Cinnabon, I actually recommend, I do say, yeah, of course you do want to pause for a day because you don't want to like keep backing yourself up. But if you can, please, please do a water enema, do a coffee enema, go get a colonic,
Hmm.
because it's not like you want to halt cleansing and binding because you're getting backed up. Target the getting backed up, target that and help your
Hmm.
assist your digestive system to move things out, and then keep going with the cleanse and the binder because you need
Hmm.
to move the stuff out. So it's like, oh, I got backed up so I had to stop everything. It's like, take a break from the binder that can back you up, or take a break from the gutty, but figure out that digestive thing. Like figure out what it is that helps you go. There's certain things that help me go. Dr. Scholl's formula #1, it's an herbal pill. It's completely natural, herbal. I love it. If I take one at night with dinner, I swear I'm emptying out the next morning. And it's great. It's a great way. Also, water enemas are just like my go-to, like, that's a hill that I will stand on forever because it works every time, 100% of the time. When you do a water enema, you're gonna go right then. Even my
Yeah.
most backed up friends and like my friends that have been the most constipated their whole lives, and they swear to me nothing works. They do a water enema and they go. Mel's on here. I put her onto it, calling you out, Mel, that you do water enemas too. We're in the water enema club. Yeah, but listen, it's okay. And then I just want to say this one thing. I'm not gonna mention names. Would never call any friend out or anything like that. I'm just gonna be very, but I have to share it because it's wild. The day after we did our last live, and we talked about pulling a worm out of the butt, a friend hit me and said, "Oh my god, I just pulled a worm out of my butt today for the first time ever." And they were like, "It's crazy. I watched your live and then today I pulled it out." And I was like, "Whoa, that's wild." I was like, "Wow, good for you." I was like, "I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you and how great you're going to feel after this." So just saying, it's very real, y'all. This is very real. Like, that's why I love that lately Kim has been showing us the pictures of these worms, because it just makes it like something tangible. It makes it real. It makes it like you can see it, out of sight, out of mind. Or maybe you get into this thing where you're like, maybe I don't have them. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Like, I swear that is not the case. This is coming from a woman who for 13 years was holistic and such a clean eater. And I did all the things and took all the herbs and did all the things. And I was like, do I really need a parasite cleanse? And I did. I did it, and hundreds of worms left my body. Okay, this little body, this little healthy, clean body. So everyone needs to cleanse, okay? And now is the perfect time, literally, if you have not, if you haven't done it yet, if you have, but it's time to cleanse again, if you've been on the fence, if you'd like to gift a loved one a cleanse, now is the perfect time. Like Kim said, a great place to start.
You can go to the top of our our website and it says starter pack. And so I
Great.
did that to make it simple for everybody
Easy.
because
So
I
easy.
recommend the
There you go.
super lymph kit because it includes Red Artist. And because you take lymph with the ParaFy kit, get the ultimate ParaFy kit, which includes fulvic, gutty, and ParaFy Sustain, Metal Flush, and Cinnabon. And then you take the lymph with it, so you have everything to get started. Like every single thing you need to get started with instructions. And then, oh, it was so cute. I got to tell you this. I watched some guy's video. I'll send it to you. It was super funny. I was watching videos last night and then we popped up and he opened the box and he pulled out the sticker and it said, "What's eating you?" Podcast. He goes, "Oh my God, they even have a podcast about all of this."
I love that.
It was just
Yes,
really
we
cool to
do.
see.
Yes, we do. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and supporting us so much. When we got our episode banned and removed from platforms and YouTube, and we had to go and pivot over to Rumble and put the uncensored, unfiltered version over on Rumble so y'all can still get this information, this good information that you need to hear. When that happened, man, everyone was so supportive. Everyone went over there, watched it. They were listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. They were like, "We're here, we got you. We're going to listen wherever we can. We're going to watch wherever we can because we need this information. Y'all are doing great." Like, your support has been so beautiful and well received. So talk about being in the spirit of gratitude and thankfulness. We are so thankful for all of you. Thank you for tuning in to What's Eating You. Thank you for joining this What's Eating You live today. You heard it here first from Kim. Go to rogershood.com and go ahead and get that starter pack because that is what's going to set you up for success from start to finish. And it is going to be the most thorough, effective way of cleansing. Everyone needs to cleanse. Everyone can benefit from it, ages 3 and up. Go to rogershood.com, use the code What's Eating and the letter U, What's Eating You, and save big on everything over there. We love you guys so very much. Thank you for tuning in to What's Eating You. We will see you soon.
Thanks to everyone in the community. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we do.
Bye, everyone.